Sally Chibuzie here. I'm the owner and founder of the brand Unshakable. You know the motto by now. Unshakable is a state of mind. Take your state of mind with you everywhere you go. Be unshakable. Be in truth with yourself. Love yourself. Welcome to another episode of Chronicles of Unshakable Truth, the podcast series. And today is unplanned. And I say this pretty much quite a lot recently, but tonight I really, really mean it. To tell you that it is 1:51 a.m. and it isn't really what I was supposed to be doing, but I'm going to go for it, yeah? And hear me out. I'm just going to keep it real. So, this isn't the podcast that I ought to have been presented to you on a Friday. The podcast I was supposed to be presenting today was real, raw, and relevant. It had so much into it. It had so much to it. It had so many layers to it. It was emotional. It was beautiful, but unfortunately, it isn't mine to publish just yet. So I've had to make peace with that, coupled with the fact that the one I did before that for last week had an incident of tech gremlins, and yeah, it was a disaster. And the one I then rescheduled, following on from the real, raw, and relevant emotions one that I just talked about previously, was some sort of scheduling misunderstanding. And therefore, here we are. So I've said in the past a couple of times that it didn't happen. And so I've gone with something unscheduled, something unplanned, and something random. But in the grand scheme of things, this one, it's really unscheduled and it's really unplanned in the true sense of the word, which means I haven't even consulted a notebook for it, and I'm just going to flow, right? So they say bad things come in threes. It's really interesting because I just wrote a piece about that in the new book that I'm working on at the moment, which I hope to release at some point later on this year. Well, not quite. I literally just wrote that line in last night, right? So yeah, I've had the incident of 3 failed podcasts. It may be due to possible lack of proper scheduling, inability to fit this into everything else that's going on in life. It might be due to the inexperience of podcasting. So I've been podcasting a few months now, and it doesn't always go to plan. I found that actually you do need a very tight schedule to keep it running, which it's possible that I haven't nailed. Having said that, I am my biggest critic, and that is a curse in itself, but it's also a blessing because it keeps me going, it keeps me grounded, it keeps me forward planning, if that makes any sense. To make matters worse, on the personal life front, it's been hectic actually. It's been one unresolvable issue after another, and yeah, it's been bang bang bang. So life has been a little bit tricky, for lack of a better word. However, what I did say to myself before I pressed send on the record button is that this will not be a pity party. So I'm going to do my best to stay true to the word. So in the business of entrepreneurship, people will let you down. There'll be a lot of things that will be out of your control. There will be things that you might not necessarily be able to forecast, but then somehow you just need to keep showing up. This is exactly what I'm doing tonight, showing up, because the Chronicles of Unshakable podcast rulebook says that a podcast will go out every Friday. So a podcast is what you're going to get. But this time I'm just gonna tell you as it is, right? Adulthood is hard. talking to quite a few of my friends, including people that I have had the pleasure of podcasting with or having side conversations with. It's just not easy, you know. Adulting is difficult. It will throw you curveballs. Somebody once said to me that being an adult is like looking left and right before you cross the road and then being run over by an airplane. But you know, the interesting thing is that in all the years that this kind of things have been happening to me, is somehow you find the strength to keep going. So I did a podcast with a lady called Lisa a few weeks ago, and she said to me, "How is it that you just kept having these knockbacks, and you just kept going?" And I said to her that at some point I really didn't feel like I had a choice in the matter. I don't know if it's because I felt people were depending on me to keep going, or if it's something to do with the fact that I can't let myself down. But also, what's the point of quitting? Then what? So then you sit down, you throw yourself a pity party, which in itself is okay. Then after that, what happens next? Right? So on that basis, you have to keep going. So you have to re-strategize, replan, rethink. So this is what I'm spending tonight doing. But also, I've come up with a particular thought that I need to share with you. People think that miracles are instant, but actually, sometimes I disagree. Sometimes you need to give the miracles a chance to work. So I'd say that sometimes miracles take longer. So while I'm waiting for my own miracle, this is me. It's now 2 o'clock in the morning, waiting for a chance to create a situation that will be favorable for my miracle to come through. And I say this because I found it very difficult this evening to reconcile the part of me that is throwing the biggest pity party in existence with the other part of me who's been talking about positive affirmations and manifestations for the past couple of weeks. It's been in my weekly articles, it's been in my thoughts, and honestly, do you know, like I have literally carried this thought every night I've gone to sleep with YouTube in the background where I've literally been playing those I am affirmations. And the reason why I have done so is to stop the negative gremlins from winning. And so far, I've done a fantastic job of it, but it seems like the more you do that, the more life is going to find new curveballs and throw in your direction. So that's what I've been going through. So it's a test of my belief in the manifestation. So at some point tonight, I did question I heard that little voice in the back of my head saying, how the manifestation's going for you. And I just thought, I'm not going to tell you what I thought because it'd be rude to say that on the WWW. But I thought really bad words. So this podcast is my fight song. It's my fight song. Because it's it's the beginning. I've come across a couple of podcasts where it's been like fancy equipment, fancy microphones going into thousands and thousands of pounds and blah blah, and I'm literally just a startup. It's been a few months, and yes, I should probably be further along in the journey, maybe. However, I feel like my model is different, right? My model is different because I'm going organic. I haven't employed any marketing agencies. I've picked brains, fair enough, like in social settings, social situations, hardly business meetings or proposals or anything like that. But for the business models that I've seen and where I should go. At this point, I probably should have engaged with marketing agencies, and I should have been on social media, like attempting to buy followers or whatever it is that the cool kids do online these days. But I haven't done that. And I haven't done that because I'm still believing in the power of authenticity. This is in line with all the other beliefs that I am kind of holding on to, which is my belief in second chances, my belief in grace, my belief in love and failed love and still loving again. So I'm a prisoner of hope. And somehow I believe that authenticity wins. So authenticity should sell itself, just like love should always win. And part of the commitment of the brand is the enthusiasm to love. So I'm a big love enthusiast. And on that basis, everything else that is packaged alongside that school of thought has to be original and has to be pure and has to be honest, has to be transparent. And that's why I'm here tonight, because God forbid there should be a Friday where I don't produce a podcast. And saying that sod's law, right? I don't know, next week will probably be some kind of global electrical faults or something that would mean that the internet will go into some sort of void. Well, gosh, I hope that isn't a prediction, but you know what I mean, right? I'm being dramatic. Well, for as long as there's a will, there's a way. As long as there's a Friday and there's a Sally and she's unshakable and she's still preaching the message, there will be misfortunes in threes. There'd be personal life disasters, which I can't go into, of course, because they're kind of really way too personal. I think a couple of people ring me and ask me if I've gone crazy if I said them. But B, because this is life and you just need to keep going. So I said this last week, but I kind of said a scripted version of it, right? I said to keep going, and I said to all the dream chasers to keep going. I just want to say this in a different way. I see you. I hear you. This stuff is not easy, but this is why we're unshakable, right? So at the end of the day, we owe it to the world to be the best version of ourselves in existence at every point in time, which is why I've presented myself right here, and I've chosen the logo in red and my black and red nails, because the only thing I know how to do is be consistent in my authenticity. That's all. Next week, probably have something really amazing to share with you. Be fun content, I think. Maybe we'll be starting a new series. I don't know. But for today, can't see past this moment, right? So this is me in my vulnerable glory. And if there's anyone out there who kind of gets it, then this is for you. Keep going. Sally Chibuzie here. I'm the owner and founder of the brand Unshakable. You know the motto, unshakable is a state of mind. Take your state of mind with you everywhere you go. Be unshakable. Be in truth with yourself. Love yourself. Thank you so much for joining me tonight, and I shall see you next week.